Hello everyone, I'm Ken Phillip. I'm here at the Stellar Collectible Shop in the Uniontown Mall. This is the debut episode of the Stellar Show with myself, the Duke here, and store owner Victor Malik. Victor here is going to spend some time introducing you to the part of the show and also what's going on in his shop. Thank you.
First thing I'd love to do is thank Fayette TV for providing us a platform to discuss sports and some of the things that are happening up here at the mall. This store was created in 2019. You gotta be kidding me.
That'll be a great outtake.
That, I was on a roll.
Yeah, well, that's all right.
Oh, I am so.
No, that's cool, man. That'll be a good outtake.
Cost? Okay.
The Stellar Show, it's time to dive in. The Stellar Show, the sport, the drive, the win.
Welcome to the Stellar Show, episode 26, inside the Uniontown Mall. Stellar's Collectibles owner Victor Malik, Ken Phillip with the Duke here on Fayette County TV, Channel 77 Breeze Line. We are bringing, this is episode 26, but this is our first clip show. But before we jump into the clips, some of the better segments that we've had over the first 25 episodes, I want to give a special thank you to sponsors, Jack Malloy of Malloy's Paving. Once again, just get 724-277-8037, 724-323-4179. Yinzer Valley Farms, get on the events calendars. I know they're going to be having some wing nights and trivia nights, and also it's a great venue for weddings. So that being said, anything you want to get?
It's just absolutely wonderful that we've made it for 25 shows. I think we've covered some good, well, this is the 26th, but we put 25 shows in the bank, and I'd like to especially thank Mr. Rick Fike for everything he's done for us throughout this. And I go back to the very first show. If you want to see something funny, we thought we did okay that day, and Rick told us, when you get to show 10, you're going to be amazed by how much better you got through show 10. Now we've made it to 25. Hopefully we've given you something over the last 25 weeks to enjoy and come back to keep watching us. Thank you again for everything, Rick. You've been nothing but awesome for us.
We're not going to mail it in completely. We're still going to work in Caden's favorite segment here. So we got Trivia Battle.
It's from Tops.
Yeah, from, we'll find out what year this is. Let's have some fun here. 1984. I have no clue what this was about, but it's just one of those things.
Is this off of Trivial Pursuit, maybe?
You know what? Oof. I have no idea, but Caden, have fun.
Let's see if I can decipher what these are.
But here we're going to have some fun with this. 1989 Bowman. This was Bowman's first year back in the market.
Griffey.
That's right. Mm-hmm. So, Caden, if there's a Griffey in there, this will be minus a Griffey because I could use one. A friend of the show, Mean Dean, would appreciate that Griffey rookie. So, who we will be
Rooting
seeing
for you, Dean.
We will see Dean out at training camp. Make sure to come find us out there. We will be setting up. Oh, look who we got first.
McGuire.
Yeah, second or third year, right?
Randy Johnson, maybe?
Kevin Gross.
No, Randy Johnson. Maddox.
Greg Maddox. It's not a bad pack. Fayette County Fair as well. We will be set up there. We'll be filming, and stop out and see us.
That's Charles Nagy. I believe he passed away in a boating accident.
Was he? Nah.
Is that him?
That was Olin. I think it was in that boating accident.
I think Nagy was in the boat, maybe.
Fred McGriff. This actually is a good pack. Mike Jackson, Cecil Espy, Jamie Moyer. He had a good run.
Palmero.
Bush, Rafael Palmero. Boy, I got
That's
the.
Jack Morris, isn't it? No, it's not Jack. Is that Jack Morris?
We just need to get a Sosa, and we could have the whole.
Bash Brothers.
Well, the whole special committee
Steroids.
that went to Eric Plunk, Billy Ripken. Boy, that'd have been a lot cooler if it was Flair. Go look it up. We can't discuss that one here. Strawberry. Brian Fisher. Roger Clemens. Boy, I think we almost got the whole special committee, the guys that had to testify.
All the juice heads. I'm over here looking at the trivia questions.
Satchel Paige.
Satchel Paige. Funny part about Satchel Paige, I'm going to tell a quick story. This just happened this way. Is I found an old picture of Satchel Paige from the days when
That's cool.
I think this is from the Homestead Grays period.
Looks like it.
And they just had, with Willie Mays passing, a special game at, I forget what the name of the park is. The next part of that goes to my all-time favorite, Derek Jeter, A-Rod, Bonds. Someone else are sitting around having a roundtable discussion about things. Derek Jeter looks at Barry Bonds and says, "What would you have done against Satchel Paige?" And he just looked and went, "Are you serious?" Gone. Watch the YouTube clip. It's just Bonds at his finest.
As it going back to the dugout because Paige would have smoked him.
Oh, Bonds would have ate his lunch.
All right, before we close this up, DJ Rick out at Iron Rock Tap House every Thursday through the end of the summer for Greensburg Idol. Grab something to eat while you're there and enjoy the show. Enjoy the clip show. We'll see you back
Thanks
soon.
again for watching, you guys. We appreciate everybody who watches this show.
And
Thanks again. Keep watching.
And don't forget Rise Wrestling. And there's another
What's
thing.
up,
The Duke is
buddy?
royalty, so how dare these people with that other nonsense I had to listen to in that last segment. So what we got going on here this week is I threw out the
Duke can
word
handle it.
vintage. We got Rambo. One of my favorite lines ever. You drew first blood.
I like Take a Bath this week in the very beginning.
That's good too. That's just a great movie. But anyway, like we talked about in previous episodes, they had TV shows, movies, whatever, they did these. So I was going through it, I'm like, oh, we're going to open Rambo this week. So
Is that original Rambo or is that
1985.
because they tapped out with what 4 or 5 of them?
Oh, I'm not sure. I quit watching after the second one. The one recent one they did wasn't too bad.
I gave up after the first one.
Okay.
First Blood was enough for me. You know, I have that problem.
Yeah, well, First Blood Part 2, I guess. Well, whatever. Well, here we go. Bottoms up.
Duke doesn't even want to. Yeah, he's kind of coming after you.
Things like
Duke,
cardboard.
you don't want to eat that stuff.
Well,
Mostly with these movie cards back in the day, there's always a sticker.
Yep.
Is there a sticker in there?
oh, yeah. Yeah, we'll get
Okay.
that for you guys. Prison Camp. Good movie. Not so good gum. Then again, it is what?
1982,
Almost 40. No, 85.
85 on Rambo.
It's saying 85. But anyway.
Was Rambo after Rocky IV or before Rocky IV?
Might have been filmed around the same time. I don't know. I would have just been learning to walk at that time, so. All right, so what we got going on
In
this
high
week?
school.
It's all a blur. So we got some mail this week. Let's just get into it. This is going to be fun.
We never know what he's bringing. This is always a surprise.
You did kind of tease us a few weeks back when I was reading off Al Martin's accolades and accomplishments, or their lack of. So you dropped a name, and I went doing some searching along with my buddy Dan Bird. We come across something that's going to look.
What's up, Dan?
It's going to look great in the Ken Cave. Oh, Dan will be joining us for the Blue-White game Saturday.
Yeah,
Talk about
Stellar
that again.
Collectibles will not be open on Saturday if you guys are watching this on YouTube.
April
Plus, hit
13th.
like and subscribe because we are going to the Blue and White game. And one of the things that you brought
some
me
good ice
last
cream, too.
year that was wonderful,
13th. Yep.
this is what a buddy will do. Are we allowed to show this? Because this is probably a felony.
No, we're good. They let people on the field.
Ken stole me a blade of grass from the end zone at Penn State.
I removed it. What are you talking about, stole?
Well, okay, removed, stole. But I plan on increasing
prove
the
that.
collection on Saturday.
So anyway,
Premeditated thievery.
So what we got going on here is, in addition to the Ken Cave, you dropped the name Aaron Hernandez.
Oh my.
So what we come across was this here.
Duke, be careful
It's
around
from
this.
Murder Auction. So it's an exclusive relic series authenticated handwriting sample. This here was from a letter written by Aaron Hernandez while he was in prison. So
That is so cool.
I know, right? So, this is going to be a nice addition for the Ken Cave. And actually, I think you could make out the word crazy in here, which makes this one
It
even better.
really says that.
Yeah. So,
He wasn't crazy, by the way.
well, you know what?
This guy was kind of crazy, speaking of murderers, allegedly.
Allegedly, that man ran for 2,000 yards in a 14-game season, and he was acquitted.
And you have some kind of backdoor channel to him, don't you?
We've had some social media exchanges.
Yeah.
He's hit like to whenever I've said God bless him.
This is the newspaper the day OJ. This is the newspaper the day that OJ was acquitted of the murders. But, you know, the fun part of this story is, as Ken mentioned, we went to the Pirates home opener.
Good time.
And I was kind of alarmed by the way that we got there because
What? I drove. What's the problem?
your car is very reminiscent of a Bronco that someone drove. And that's why I'm wondering this man cave you have. And the things we might, you wanted to shoot an episode from this man
No,
cave?
it's already locked in. We got, it's already signed. Yeah, we're gonna be filming a few episodes there, right, Duke? So a few years back, I started. Joe Paterno's first year at Penn State was as an assistant coach in 1950, and I started working on getting all the programs from all the games that he coached in his first year in 1950, and I've done pretty good with tracking all, but I'm down to one that I need, and I picked this one off really cheap on eBay. Once again, someone listed something that they didn't know that they had. This is Penn State versus Rutgers, 1950. That is the program. So now one thing that we've talked about, it's been teased a few times in the show. One of my, actually, I'll say it's my best eBay thing that I picked off. So you might have to take it while I set up some of this. All right. So what we got going on here is I mentioned I'm down to about. I just need to get one program from 1950. And I'll have every program that Joe Paterno participated in his first year as a member at Penn State. So right here, like at the West Virginia, Nebraska. But his first game as a coach at Penn State was against Georgetown. This program here, I spent years tracking this down. And someone listed one. Once again, it was someone that didn't really know what they had. With this particular one, now when this popped up on eBay, the person was clearly someone that went around storage units and whatnot and cleaned them out and put all that stuff up for sale. They didn't really know what they had. They just put that was Dwight Eisenhower on the cover of the program. What they missed out on too was there was this ticket stub inside the program. This ticket stub is I have honestly what I've been offered for this will be a down payment for a condo at either one of the ski resorts in the area or somewhere warm if I ever decide to sell it. So, because it will cover at least that. But so this here, like I said, it was the way I know I teased it on a previous episode. That's why when you come across these old programs, look inside because you might come across some of these ticket stubs because these ticket stubs have some really good value. And the other thing too that's happened, what's increased the value of ticket stubs over the years is now everything's went digital. You scan your phone when you're going in and whatnot. I know like Kobe Bryant's first game as a Laker, like that ticket stub goes for something absurd. Michael Jordan.
16,000 is what Kobe's first ticket stub.
And there's 17,000 of them out there.
Not a lot of people paid attention to the ticket stubs back in the day. They mostly threw them in the programs. That's why people who buy collections of magazines, go to flea markets and yard sales, never underestimate what could be in the middle of a magazine. I have a guy right now with a JSA, the picture is at JSA from a Pirate yearbook from 1972. If JSA, here, take it real
absolutely.
quick. If JSA takes and puts a sticker on that piece of paper, you're going to start the bidding at about $2,500. So Clemente and the Pirates did sign a lot of autographs outside the stadium, and that was one of the reasons people always bought yearbooks, scorecards, and programs, is as the players would come in back in the days, the kids would just stand there. So you have a ton of written in pen autographs that are strewn throughout all the programs. And
I know of someone that actually, she had Clemente sign a popcorn box when she was a kid. But
programs are things that when you find them, you almost have to go page by page looking at each individual page. A lot of those have facsimile autographs on them. When you see a blue pen on one of the old magazines, you could hit the jackpot, especially with Roberto Clemente. The thing with Clemente is his driver or chauffeur, whatever you want to call him, learned his autographs so well that the majority of the autographs of Clemente that are in that realm are considered fakes or chauffeur autographs.
Yeah.
That's why there's a lot of hearts that get broken dealing with Roberto Clemente. But Willie Stargell, one of the things you'll find with Willie Stargell is he only signed Stargell. He didn't write his first name most of the time. Manny Sanguillen did the same thing. These are gems that are hidden in there.
Yeah, where we're going with this, so these ticket stubs, sometimes people display them and whatnot, but if you know what, last week we got destructive with busted open those graded cards. This week, Rick Victor's going to bust
I'm
open
about
some
to
ticket
get
stubs.
real destructive with something.
Have at it.
But the first thing I want to do is one
you're
thing
good.
before we get into that.
I'm not.
When you guys find ticket stubs similar to this one, this is a ticket stub for the Steelers versus the Bears, and I believe this is 1967. Some of these don't have dates on them, and they're real difficult to find the actual date. I did the research on this ticket stub. If this was any of the other games that year, it would probably be a $10 to $15 stub. But since Gale Sayers returned to kick in this game for 106 yards, this triples, almost quadruples the value of the ticket stub. So what you do nowadays is you find a ticket stub to a game. This is a fake, but if you found the ticket stub to this game, you would go and see what important happened.
Immaculate reception. Nope.
This is the
Okay,
Mazeroski home run. So you would already know, but when you find tickets like this, the value will double and triple if Clemente got a hit that day. If one of the Pirates did something remarkable.
Well, it's like the
during
Immaculate
game.
Reception, or like I pointed out with this one here, that's Paterno's first game, not just as a member at Penn State, because he was an
That's
assistant
why
coach for
those type
16
things.
years.
I had TJ Watt's original ticket to his first game that he signed all the stats
Cleveland.
on. It went over $1,000 for
Yeah.
just that ticket
Actually,
stub.
just for the record, I don't keep that stub at my house. I keep that at an undisclosed location.
Here's some neat ticket stubs before I go. These are actual Pittsburgh Mauler tickets from 1984.
Nice.
This is a wonderful set of
Hi.
tickets. These are all actual game-used Super Bowl tickets from Super Bowl 7. This is, I think, 14.
You don't know your
Super
Roman
Bowl
numerals?
9. Or no, that's 11.
You sure?
To see some of these older ones, I'm guessing. 14 Steelers.
if it's
but these
after
are
or before.
actual Super Bowl tickets.
Oh.
So now with what Ken said, I'm going to backtrack and then go forward. Ken said that you now get your ticket stub on the phone. And since this guy's no longer a part of Stellar Kingdom or Steeler Nation, we can do something with this because there's a ticket stub in here that will show just what exactly you get from the Steelers if you petition them. They will mail you a ticket.
I want one of those Mahler tickets, by the way. We're going to talk.
What's that?
I said, well, we're going to be talking about one of those Mahler tickets. I need one of those for the Ken Cave.
The framing was done by Hobby Lobby, and this is not in any way a swipe against Hobby Lobby. This is more for the guy whose picture is in here. But I want to show you if you have you take your kid to his first game and you want some kind of hard copy memory of that, this is what the Steelers will send you. So I'm going to repurpose this and probably put a picture of Duke in it.
Yeah, you'd have more value.
Something like that. So I'm going to set this on the ground. And we're going to take this off of here. This is what the Steelers will send you. So it basically looks like a high school football ticket. And if you petition the team, this is Pickett's first game as a Steeler. When he played against the Jets.
Oh, that's when he came in
That's the
against,
Jet
yeah.
one. So then we've got this thing.
Relic.
That's garbage.
Yeah, we can get some use out of this.
This is garbage. The only thing that's really left behind that's of any value, I'm going to say, is the matting.
Yeah, you know what? Here, we're going to get some use out of this.
So
I don't know if Duke got to go to the bathroom or not when I took him out earlier, but there you go. Just in case you got to go, bud.
now I do want to interrupt for one more second because I have something that's really neat as far as all of this ticket stubs and things like that go. What this book is probably one of the last remaining copies of the original season ticket guide that the Steelers had for Three Rivers Stadium. This would probably be the first year of Chuck Noll. You talked about Paterno. This would be the first year of Chuck Noll. The stadium wasn't even built yet. So all the pictures that are inside this brochure are drawings and renditions. Now, I know you can't see this, but we'll get you a picture of it so you can see it better. Back in 1970, you would fill this out with a check and send it to the Steelers. The fun part of this is, Ken, tell them what the price for a season ticket was back in those days.
$65.20.
That's for the good seats as well. So for what the price of parking was, that's what a season ticket was back then. So, let me double check. Guys, one thing, advice, when it says commemorative ticket on it, these are not real. So this is not something that's going to go up in value. This is just a piece to sit on the shelf.
Yeah, that's about it. Anything do you want to add to any of that?
I do. Not right now. I think that's pretty much good.
We're going to close this segment up. We'll be back. Welcome back to Fayette County TV, Channel 77. Myself, Ken Philbom, here along with Victor Mullick for the Stellar Show. We have the privilege and honor of interviewing Tom O'Malley from the Pittsburgh Steelers. Tom has been setting these up for, 55 years, these Steelers basketball games?
Yes, since 1970 was my first year.
Okay, cool. So, Terry Bradshaw, a lot of those guys?
Terry Bradshaw, Franco, even the guys before that, Lloyd Voss, Ben McGee, back a ways.
Charlie Bradshaw, too, right?
Charlie Bradshaw was a little bit before my time, before my time.
Do you remember your very first one?
I do.
Where was it?
It was at Seton, South Catholic High School. I'm trying to think. Roy Jefferson was there, Lloyd Voss.
Wow.
Ralph Wenzel. Yeah, that was the first one.
Do you remember what tickets sold for by each miracle?
I think the tickets, and that's one thing I've tried to do, is keep the prices pretty reasonable. I think the tickets were $3 back then.
$8 here, this is great.
Yeah.
And you are making so many kids so happy out there
absolutely.
right now. They're the next generation. They're the ones you have to enthusiastically go after. And you're doing a great job.
Thank you. Yeah, and these guys, they're good. They're good with the crowd. They're out there signing autographs now, and they really they know how to do it the right way. And like you say, the kids have a lot of fun. That's important.
And you're raising money for good causes.
Absolutely.
Like this is raising money for the Mount Pleasant Junior Football League, which I have the honor of being the president of. So it's it helps keep these kids, hopefully get them ready for the next level, and also keeps them out of trouble. That's
Yeah.
So this is year 55.
Year 55. Yeah, we missed a couple of years with COVID, and then we were going to come back last year, and I wasn't sure if the current guys. There aren't that many current guys that live in town in the off season.
Yeah, this is
That's a key part of
Yeah.
building a team like that you have there tonight.
That's it. So what I did, there was our long snapper, Christian Kuntz. I'm involved with Duquesne's football team.
Okay.
He played football at Duquesne. He said, how come you're not doing the basketball? So he got some guys together. They wanted to play. And then Art Rooney said, I don't think I want to have the current players playing because they're worried about injury and that type of thing.
You made two Penn State geeks here happy with
Yeah,
Terry.
that was a thrill for us.
And for the record, the only
He can
reason
still play.
The only reason he beat me on that tip-off is I thought we were still doing another charity one. So just for the record.
Oh, there's where we're going to go with that. I wondered how you were going to do it. And we are shooting this at halftime, which Mr. Philibom, I have to humbly admit, is the leading scorer for the Mount Pleasant team at this point.
That's not a good thing, by the way. That's not good.
Mr. O'Malley, can I ask you a question? Sure. Did you do donkey basketball back in the day? Because a lot of young kids don't realize there used to be games like this where the players got on donkeys.
We never did because we were so busy with this in the off season. But I had been to a few donkey games because we thought about doing that during football season, and it was funny to see them. Those donkeys have a mind of their own.
Yes, they do.
Yeah. But no, and we never did that. We've played in wheelchairs.
Oh, that could be good.
Wheelchair teams. We've played women's teams. We've played semi-pro teams. We've played several other pro teams. Cleveland Browns. We've played Dallas about 3 times.
Oh, wow.
Philadelphia Eagles, Buffalo Bills, Cincinnati Bengals. Yeah. So.
Wow.
But most of those teams, we were the last ones to have a team. Matter of fact, NFL Films was talking about coming up here tonight to shoot a segment. I want to do a show. Yeah.
Oh, that's fantastic.
No, go ahead, sorry.
Yeah, their guy called me today and said, some things come up and they couldn't make it out. So, but
They missed a heck of a time. It's his
Absolutely.
last year tonight. There's nothing but smiles going on.
It's halftime. I don't want to take up too much more of Mr. O'Malley's time. Plus, Victor wants to go get some autographs. So, that being said, all these schools in Fayette County, like Collinsville, Uniontown, and whatnot, get a hold of Mr. O'Malley. Get the Steelers alumni team to come to your high school. It's a great time. It's an honor. It's not just great for fundraising. It's a great night for the community.
really
Thank you,
is.
everybody.
thank you guys for having me. I
Yes, sir.
appreciate
Thank
it.
you.
Thanks a lot.
Blast.
Appreciate it.
So, speaking of history, Yager this past week was added to the list of jerseys numbers retired by the Pittsburgh Penguins. How's your Mount Rushmore of Penguins hockey goes? I'll give mine first. Lemieux's number one. It's not a debate.
No question.
Okay, number two, I'll go Crosby. Number three, I'll go Malkin. Number four, I'll go Yager. What say you?
Mario he is and will always be the greatest Penguin of all time.
I'll argue
Me
greatest hockey player of
personally,
all time.
There's real good arguments for that. Number two is Jaromir Jagr. I know everybody around here loves Sidney Crosby, but when you look up on Hockey Reference, for a career, Jaromir Jagr is number 2 all-time in assists. He's number 4 all-time in points and number 5 all-time in goals. Before you start, I will also say that's where Crosby and Malkin come in as 3 and 4. We have the same thing, just in a different order. Everybody, please stop bringing me these Beckett magazines that have all the prices from the 90s. They are completely worthless.
Yeah, that's for sure.
Yeah,
I mean,
burn 'em.
I
Don't
wouldn't
bring
even
'em.
burn them. Be grateful that the garbage man took them if they do.
So how can you put anybody, Crosby or Malkin, above
Look, for the
Jagr?
record, I mean, if it's 2000 or what, just if I'm signing one of these guys for 20 years at their peak, I'm signing Yager. But the argument we're coming from two different contexts. Malkin and Crosby have had better Penguin careers. Jaromir Jagr, you could argue, has had a better NHL career. These numbers, so he might be second, fourth, and fifth, but within the Penguins, he's not.
But he's second, fourth, and fifth all time.
I get that.
Puts him above
But
all
he-
the big
like-
names,
like-
all the big shots.
12 to 14 of those years weren't with the Penguins. They were in different uniforms.
One question I have is how many of the Penguin fans out there admit this when he came onto the ice thought he was going to play?
He should have. They could have used him.
That's-
Look, I can debate that.
And
But
the whole thing right now with trading Gensel, I know I'm getting off topic,
No,
but
no,
trading
by all means.
Gensel to get younger while keeping the 4 old guys, how does that make sense?
don't. And they can keep firing GMs and coaches, but that's not solving the problem either. But I want to get back to this. So no, I'm sorry. I got Crosby, Malkin 2, 3. Look, I love Yager. He's still on my Rushmore, but I have him 4, not 2.
You realize Yager, it was Mario, Yager, and Gretzky for what, 15 years? No one else won a
longer.
scoring title.
But I'll even do you one better. If we're talking NHL all time, I'm having Yager ahead of Malkin. But I don't have him ahead of Malkin as a Penguin. I have Malkin ahead of him as a Penguin.
I would like you to tell me what your all-time, if you're playing the Martians and they come down and you have to create a starting first line of hockey players of all time. Try to keep Yager off of that.
No, I'm going the 87.
He's the best right wing of
I'm
all
going
time.
the 87 Canadian Cup team. I'm just.
But you can't put Gretzky and Lemieux on the same line.
I'll find a way.
If you're going strictly by positions, try to keep Yager off of that team.
Nah, I'll find a way. Like I said, yeah.
This is why my team would beat the Martians, and we're in the trouble we're in right now.
Yeah. My team has Lemieux on it, so I'm good.
Of course, you have Lemieux as center, but
Patrick
the
Waugh
wing,
goal at his
you're going
peak.
to have Lemieux and Yager on that. Gretzky might be your second line center.
What
would be the center on
are
that
we
team?
talking 1 line or 3 lines?
You're talking the team to start against the Martians. Who's going to be your center?
So,
Lemieux or
see,
Gretzky?
Now, is this like?
Yager's easy as the right wing. There's no
wait,
one
hold on.
close.
We're talking like a Space Jam here. So are we?
Yes, exactly.
Okay, so if we're going to
Is
Space Jam
Sidney
route,
Crosby even considered for that team?
no. But I don't think Yager is either. I'm sorry. Neither
By
is Malkin.
position, he's a left-handed shot on the right wing. Who was ever better in that position?
Yeah, I'm just.
RVD, baby. I'll do a wrestling thing.
Shouldn't you use your own initials?
I don't have a middle name. I can't do that.
You weren't given a middle name?
No, I do not have. Parents were lazy. I do not. But I'm a junior somehow. Mom, explain that one to me.
I'm sorry, but no,
Victor
right?
Molick Jr., no middle name.
But your argument's kind of all over the place.
I still like this, though.
No, that's cool. I mean, RVD might have that copyrighted though, so or PD Weber might. But back to this whole thing with this, like the Space Jam argument. Mm-hmm. You said like you're having 2 and 3 lines. You only have one. If you're playing the Martians and you only have one line,
you got to start somebody, and when you start a team for the opening face-off, you're going to have to pick 5 guys.
Yeah, I'm going Lemieux center. I'm putting Ovi on a wing. I'm putting Goretzky on a wing.
They're centers. You can't do that. That's outside the argument.
You don't watch much hockey, do you?
I watch it. No.
No, you don't.
That's all for the Stellar Show today.
Oh, no, it's not. But we're going to continue this. We'll see you next week.
Duke, help me.
Oh, yeah. Wake up, bud. We ain't that boring.
But no, that's the problem. You're trying to use 3 big shots.
But
you got to play them by their position.
Have you ever watched?
Are you going to take
Have you ever watched the power play?
Addrolus Chapman and start him against the Martians?
Have you ever watched the power play? How it works? Mark Recchi would go play defense.
This isn't for the power play.
If we're playing
us
Martians,
versus
I'm
the
doing
Martians.
whatever I got to do.
We're playing the Martians, and the Martians have rules. You're a right winger.
they
You're a
don't. It's
left winger.
Martians.
You're a center. This
I'm
isn't the power play. You're not short-handed.
I'm putting Messier on defense, and I'm putting Bob Probert in prime.
This is cheating.
No, it's not.
It's cheating.
It's survival.
You're going to use a relief pitcher as a starter.
Did you not watch Space Jam? I didn't watch the second one but I remember the first one.
I never watched the second one. I barely watched the first one.
Well, I remember the first one. It was good. So, but if we're using the
Bird didn't play on Space Jam.
I don't remember. It's been long.
Bird didn't fall down the hole. Bird was playing golf with Bill Murray.
That sounds about right.
That's the movie. I actually have the Space Jam thing over there somewhere.
Yeah.
The audio.
I'll take your word on it.
To be continued.
Fair enough. You kept rolling.
Is that okay? Oh, that part's in there too. Keep it going.
Victor shakes when Woodley's inside. Ken's got a fan that chills the night.